All right, 2014. Yep, it's 2014 Chevy Equinox. So it's going to be kind of a quick overview. You know, getting this. I'm going after the heater core is leaking. 31 or 41,000 miles on this thing. Obviously, the dashboard's coming out. Normal procedures, you know, pop all your trim panels, do all your detrim. I'm going to try to leave the seats in. Service procedure says pull the seats out. The center console covers just clip into place. You know, you can just reach in and pop those out. The left side has one push pin up in the front here. And then it just has a couple 10 mils and one 10 mil nuts in the back. I guess I kind of ran that over with the seat, but you'll have a little stud right here in the back. I don't think you actually had to take this cover panel off, but I'm just getting into it here. So get all your 10 mils, your shift linkage, pop that off. This clip just actually just pushes in, and then it will come out of the retainer there. And then you have the two side panels that go in right here, and then this cubby. The two side panels are kind of tricky because they have three retainers that go in like this, so you have to kind of actually pull them straight out. See, they're clipped into the cubby right here, and down there. This cubby just has 4 7mm. Boom, 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 comes out. So once you got your 3 10 mils over here, your 3 10 mils over there, disconnect this from the cubby, obviously. 10 mils out of the console, all the trim work off. You should be able to work this out. You obviously, there'd be some wiring and some plugs, you know, coming in from underneath there, but yeah, there's really not a whole lot to getting the center console out. Just a bunch of plastic and trim. So 613s, that center brace comes right out of there. Obviously we're going to be taking off, actually no, we don't have to take off that ground. We're going to be taking this center tube off. Sorry, I'm jumping around here. I just got my fuel pump in for another rig. So we're going to take that center tube out. We're going to obviously undo all our connections over here. The hush panels, I haven't got those out yet. Then we're going to start working. Steering column's got to come unhooked. Basically what we're doing, we're trying to do this the shortcut method. Instead of like a typical Chevy where, you know, they want you to take this outer skin off, this dash skin, and then pull your cage. We're going to pull everything at once. We're going to pull the column, the outer dash skin, upper and lower, and the HVAC box. We're going to pull it all as one. And you know, all we need to do is pop that heater core out. So we're going to start working on some of the wiring. Obviously we have our dash bolts. I'll try to go over them. Hush panels, steering column. I have most of the trim, like I said, popped off already on the sides. We have some bolts coming in from the top we're gonna have to get. Yeah, we're gonna start working these loose. I'll try to get some shots on stuff and keep trucking. So got some more stuff down. That hush panel, 3 7mm. Undo all your plugs. This side's a little bit complicated. 3 7mm. You can pop your lower trim piece off. The hush panel has the 3 7mm, a plastic clip, and then a 10 mil on a stud way in the back. Go ahead, drop your OBD2, this little splice pack with a retainer, as well as your parking brake release. I went ahead and disconnected all these BCM plugs. I'm not 100% sure what harness is going to stay with what. Let me see if I can get some light under here. Where'd my light go? You will be dropping your steering column shaft, or I'm sorry, your steering shaft, and the column is going to stay with the rig. You have a couple of these brake booster bolts, 213s over there that hold that brace. Go ahead and disconnect your TPS, as well as there's a couple plugs that go to this module up here. I can't get a very good shot at them, but actually there's one right there. A couple white plugs go to that module up in the back. This one here. Go ahead and disconnect those two, as well as this little antenna plug. Let's see, I think that's about it for here. Oh, there's one more 13. Where the heck is it? Straight up. There no. There it is. Sorry. trying to lay on my back here. So that 13. I think you only need those two on the left. I went ahead and took them all 4 out. They go to the brake booster. 2 13s over there on your left side. Go ahead and disconnect all your harnesses. Your big splice right here. And your BCM plugs. Pull all of those. Your main dash bolts, you have 2 on the sides, 2 over there. So 2 on the sides, 3 along the top. And then a third one over there. It's so the main bolts are 2 13s on the side, 2 13 bolts up top, as well as one 13 mil nut, sort of off center on the driver's side. So I believe that's mostly it. You do have, I have had an airbag connector here. I had to undo. Runs into this main harness. That'll stay with it. Obviously, different trim levels, you may have some more plugs over on that side, lighting or different things. But really, just like any dashboard removal, I mean, make sure all your harnesses are unplugged. Make sure your main dash bolts are out. The only really difference we're doing here is we're skipping pulling the skin off. So we're just skipping straight to the meat and potatoes, pulling the main dash. So get everything dropped down. Obviously, once you start pulling it, you're gonna want to make sure you got, everybody's keeping an eye on where the wires are, if anything's still attached. I got another guy's actually out there working, sucking the AC down right now and getting the heater hoses off so we can get this thing pulled out. But I got everything else unbolted and loose, and you can see this thing's starting to come loose. So once we get the AC lines off and everything else, I think she should pop loose, but we'll find out. All right, also on the outside, besides getting your AC lines and your heater lines off, there's 2 10s, one there and one way up there. You're gonna want to take those off too. All right, we're out somewhat. We were gonna take the whole dash out all the way, but it ended up being too much of a bear. We just rolled it over on the seats. The only real snags coming out were along the top here. There's little clips that push into little retainers up there at the top, so you kind of got to yank it a little bit. And then this module I didn't drop all the way. That's the one that goes on that thin metal brackets. That's right next to the gas and the brake there. So I ended up having to get in there and drop this module out.
It's supposed to be here sometime between.
Over on this side wasn't really too much. You do have some little retainer clips. This firewall carpeting insulation is kind of held on to the back side. I kind of snagged this up, and then where the expansion valve goes through, that expansion valve sticks way out past the firewall, so you do have to really bring it straight back to clear everything there. Other than that, I mean, once you get it off, sorry, I got a mess going out here. I put some big boxes down just in case we were going to take that thing out. Once you get to it, I mean, it's literally just like a couple screws, and then your heater core can slide out. You kind of got to get it past that one metal bracket there, but your heater core slides right out. Of course, you know, as usual, it's just, you know, it's 8-10 hours of labor for something that would take you 30 seconds if you had access, but you don't, so that's just the way of the world. So yeah, I mean, really it's just a matter of, you know, like any dash pull, just kind of slowly work it out, make sure you're not hanging up on stuff. Going back in will be the same thing, a little tricky because you have to you know, make sure you're even with the pedal assemblies and what have you there. So yeah, you can see how bad this thing was leaking in here. I actually, when I pulled the center duct, it was actually completely filled with coolant. You know, it had been soaking up under the carpet here for quite some time. Yeah, you can see this is all soaked with coolant. So you actually didn't really see, you know, with a pressure tester, you didn't really see any coolant leaking on the outside of the car. But you know, I got back in here after I had the pressure tester sitting on it, and coolant had just, I mean, filled this driver's carpet side. So yeah, 41,000 miles. It's pretty crazy. Here's the old one. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's got this aluminum tape on it, which has some weird corrosion. I don't know if it was leaking through the side or leaking through a fin somewhere. Who knows? But it is what it is. And I do just want to say, this looks worse than it is, but you know, especially if you're doing it on the flat rate, we looked it up, you know, labor time was like 10 or 10.7 or something. I've maybe had to get to this point, to get the core out, maybe 2.5, 3 hours at the most. So obviously about the same going back in. We're gonna do pretty good. And this is my first one. I did do a Chevy Traverse, pretty much same situation. But yeah, I mean, this, you know, compared to what the service manual, you know, they want you, typical Chevy, they want you to take the dash pad, take the cage, and then take the box all piece by piece. So it's like, you know, this is heavy. I mean, it's heavy getting it out, but you know, any day of the week, I'll do this. Here's all the trim pieces and stuff. I mean, most of it all, you know, most of the trim pieces and everything, you know, I'll just pop off. Even the ones, here's the ones for the center console, they just pop off. The ducting, everything. I mean, it's just the only tricky part to really, you know, compared to other dashboards, is goofing around with the brackets over there on the pedal assemblies. Everything else is pretty run-of-the-mill as far as the dashboard removal goes. So I'm waiting, just the new heater core is supposed to be here any minutes. I'll slide that back in, and I may not get this put back in place tonight, but it should go back together pretty easy now that I kind of see, you know, like I said, like that module and everything that was in the way before. Yeah, it really shouldn't be too bad going back together.